finna do a upper body workout. All right, just kind of a little bit of a pre-workout for today. I am, or I've been going through a little bit of a, I guess, experimentation period with how I keep track of my training. I'm still like super weak compared to before when I was a powerlifter for several years on end. So part of me thinks it's maybe not even necessary to document what I'm doing as long as I'm just working hard and staying on to a kind of a rotation, like a regular program. But part of me wants to see, just to keep track of my PRs and different stuff. Like there's some stuff I'd like to know. And Clint Darden, I like his videos that he puts up on YouTube. So I thought I would maybe imitate him a little bit. We'll give this a try at least. Experiment, which is kind of filming the workout. I do tend to lead to be a little bit more of a dungeon gym kind of aficionado. So half my week I'm working out here, and half the week I'm going up to Allen to do train with some actual other powerlifters at Bad Attitude Gym in North Dallas. So anyway, my days that I'm at home, I'm by myself, so I'm a little lighter and a little more focused on just hypertrophy. When I came back in, I just started having problems in specifically the pec and lower back. So I want to make sure that I'm building up a good foundation. So I'm just doing a rep work. I do believe in the old West Side principles, the speed work and stuff like that. But I think that the tendency now with the guys that tend to like West Side and with my history in the past was to sort of write everything off as just some kind of cheese, you know, like nothing specific, and just doing kind of these kind of random sets of reps and sets, and really I think the tendency was to do underwork, so not really train hard enough on that stuff. And so I'm trying to make changes with that. Came back in, strained the pec, and I've got chronic back stuff that I gotta watch out for. That I think I can, with the right mix of, diagnosing the problem and training the weaknesses that are maybe predisposing that. I don't think I have like a ruptured disc or anything like that. I think I just have muscle imbalances that predispose me to spasms in the back. So I think just building up my muscles and tendons. I had been doing max effort work weekly when I came back, and so I think planning in some deload in there, and then getting my accessory work right in terms of what I need, which I think I've just got a glute activation issue, a little bit of tight hip flexors, and then with the pec stuff, I think I just shifted from the old way of shoulder blade retracted benching to more of a bodybuilding style, or maybe just something in between there that had predisposed me to be using the pecs as really a mover as opposed to staying tight. That's I think what led to the pec strain, with a little bit of overtraining of the pecs, just some misplaced weak points that I was trying to fix. I thought I was weak off the chest. I was trying to increase the pec strength to be stronger off the chest, but I think I really needed to really work on my mechanics of my pressing, or my bench pressing. So up to or after the pec injury, which has been close to, it's been it's been at least 10 weeks, and I'm just a little gun shy with the pressing, and I've decided that I'd just work up very incrementally for the following weeks. I think last week I went up to 175 pound for I think a triple on the flat bench, and I'll just gradually increase that, and I think once I can press 225 again for a press, that I should be good to just start training regular again. I'll just have to really listen to my body though as that plays out. So today, as you can see, I have like really ghetto setup here in my garage, but I'm gonna do, I guess, just some flat benching and just try to work on muscle growth primarily. So I'm going to do, from what I was seeing on some of the sources that I trust, a good growth plan is anywhere from 10 to 20 sets of, with the goal of chest growth, which is sort of what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to build this, build my muscle and tendon strength and size to get better. So what I'm going to do is around 5 sets, working sets, so hard sets today, and then I will do another 5 later in the week, and then I'm going to do some accessory stuff that I'll film as well. All right, so I'm going to get into it, just start getting warmed up.
Go red. Go blue. At Rooms to Go, you can go any way you want. You can go by the piece, or go room by beautiful room. Yeah.
All right, so I think that was 5 sets of, I think I started in the 10 rep range, and then I was finishing out in the 7 rep range. I can get 10 on all of those, but I feel the area that I strained starting to kind of right on the cusp of what it felt like when I first strained it. So as soon as I feel my feel my form start to break down, which gives me no problems at all. Shoulders retracted, tricep dominant, come down, loading the lats in the back of the triceps just until I touch, and then coming up with a lot of mind muscle to the tricep. When I do that, I feel absolutely nothing. It feels great. But as soon as I start to feel like I'm losing any of the shoulder in there, I'm calling those like fatigue. Like that's failure for some part of something that's integral to doing a good press. So I feel a good pump. My triceps feel good, and I feel like I'm making good progress here. I got the 5s on here just because this is a 35. It's a cheapo bar. The ends are hollow, so it doesn't weigh 45. But so I think I'm really pleased with that work. I feel like my press is probably going to be good. I just need to train myself to hold that tight, good form again, especially since I plan to get back in the shirt. When I get back in the shirt, that's going to be real important to hold that. I can't be doing this bodybuilding, chest out, kind of trying to pump the pecs. It's not with the shoulder blades unretracted. It's just yeah, you get a little extra movement. I could again get the volume on these sets that I'm doing on the first set when I'm fresh on every set, but I'll start. That's with form breakdown and using kind of secondary support that I don't have. So for geared powerlifting or for maximal weight poundage, everyone's shoulders retracted. It's part of the gear. It's part of shortening your range of motion. It's part of safety for your pec. That's why that's why people move towards gear. In the kind of the second era of powerlifting was because everybody's getting hurt. So I'm planning on keeping my longevity. So I will be in a shirt at some point. But really good work there. I like that. It feels good, and I feel like I'm still strengthening my pecs and stuff. I think that was 5 sets. So I'll get another 5+ later in the week. I'm gonna just hit shoulders because I just want big shoulders because I think it looks good. And I'm gonna hit triceps, biceps, back, and then and finish it out. So. So I'm getting ready to do a superset. I'm going to do some easy curl skull crushers, going up 10 pounds from last week. Just going to do a little linear progression there. And then just for, how do you say, just to show y'all the hardship I'm working out under here. I don't have enough weights to do 25, so Christmas is right around the corner. Give me right, so just wrapping up. I think I did 5 sets with this dumbbell row, which I think it's about, let's see, 50, 60, 70, 80, I think it's about 100 pounds. And I feel pretty good. I've recently started doing back work with straps. I used to be real against that, but I've changed my thinking on that because I think I always had problems with building my back before, my lats specifically, and I think it was because I couldn't, how do you say, couldn't really focus on the actual lat. I was always having to focus on keeping a grip on it and maybe throwing too much bicep into it. So I really feel it in my lats now from doing that, and so I think it's going to be a good thing. I feel like my back's gotten a lot bigger too. So just kind of recap of today. Still sort of limping along from the pec injury, focusing on keeping the tight shoulders, shoulder blade retraction, loading the lats and the triceps on the way down, and cutting my sets whenever I get fatigued and want to fall out of that. Still have an awareness of the injury, but no pain, no anything until late in fatigue sets. Normal sets feel great. No, I don't even know it's injured. So I'm just gonna keep building from there. I've been doing shoulders the same day as I do everything else, and it's kind of a lot of shit. I'm in here probably 2 hours each workout because of that. I may need to break that up and train another day. Just shoulders shouldn't take much time at all, so I don't think it'd be too much sweat off my back. I just try to hit everything upper body on the same 2 days a week just for efficiency stuff. I missed a workout upper and lower this week because of work stuff, which I mean isn't the worst thing in the world. Had some issues with my back tightening up on me just from kind of doing a weird tweak, just getting out of bed weird. Just sort of holiday season and work kind of peaking with the busyness for these couple of weeks. So just kind of screwed with my schedule, but that's all right. Never hurts anything, especially when coming off of injuries. That's it for today. I am how do you say, I got so screwed up on my schedule and diet, I actually almost cycled off of creatine, so I'm getting back on creatine, 20 grams a day until I think I'll do it for another week just to get back loaded up. I didn't lose any body weight, which is interesting with that. Still 193, but I want to push to break 200 soon, and just keep going from there with the body weight. I think what I'll do is I'll go up to 210, and then once I get to 210, because I am getting a little chub around the waist, then I'll cut back down to 200 and then try to maybe jump to 220. But each little step, it's got to be more inventive with the diet and getting the calories. So I just don't want to get too fat. So while I'm doing this, because I still want to look good. So anyway, that's it for